We are live. We are ultimately direct with Kaye, who is the owner of Bestsellers Guild, where she helps coaches, consultants, and speakers to write and launch a best-selling book within 90 days to get them visible, to get them as the authority, to book speaking gigs, to fill out their courses, and to really become that person of key influence in the industry. You might find her on Fox. You might find her on NBC. You might find her on ABC. We'll be talking AI today. We'll be talking about industry trends. Welcome. She leads, she sells, Kaye in the cyber building. Speak to me, sister.
So good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Listen, I love that you're surrounded with the authors that you've helped, and that is absolutely fantastic. You're surrounded by it. Let me know, who is good for you to serve? Is it coaches who they're doing six figures, they've got some traction, and the book's the thing that can position them now? Or who's the best people that you work with at the moment? Yeah.
So, primarily, I help people who want to write a self-help book of sorts in one form or another. Um, Mostly people in the coaching industry. It can be someone who's brand new and needs to break out into the coaching industry. It can be someone who's been in the industry for a while, but really needs to stand out in the crowd, needs to make a change, needs to be seen as an authority. Notice the word author is in authority. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's really, I'm kind of the redhead stepchild of the publishing world because I look at a book differently. I look at it as a tool. It's a credibility tool. It's a tool to turn into other things like online courses or just your social media. Like, it's really a tool. Whereas most publishing people look at the book as a product. It's the end of it. It's, I've made a product. I'm going to go sell it. It's the beginning of the conversation for me. It's like, this is the introduction that then gets them to go do more coaching, consulting, speaking, all kinds of things that they can do to leverage their book to get what they want. So
Amazing. And let me know, what does that process look like in terms of getting them to write their book? Do they get the outline and then, hey, X amount of, write a couple of chapters, like in X amount of period? That how do you get them to finish in 90 days? What's the process?
well, when we started out in 2009, that process was just getting you to write your book. And it could be from like, I'm willing to think outside the box. It can be, record an audio. It can be,
Wow.
do it out of order as long as you start with your outline. Like, that's the main thing is we start with an outline because once you
Yes.
have the outline, you know the content of your book. It's just fill in the blank. This is
Mhm.
not new. These are the stories you've already been telling. These are the solutions you've already had. You're not making up something in fiction, which takes forever. This is a conversation you already have. So
Yeah.
once we have the outline, it's really easy to just fill in the blank. But
Yeah.
now we have AI, which makes it even easier. Listen to this. It can be so simple because I created an agent, an AI agent that ties in with ChatGPT that actually creates an interview from the outline that you create of your book, the table of contents. It interviews you and asks you questions that you answer verbally. You're doing dictation and you're answering your stories, your content, your solutions, your words. It's typing faster than any assistant ever could, more accurately than any author ever could, and it types everything out for you. So you can do 1 hour a day, one chapter a day being
Wow.
interviewed. Because a lot of
Wow.
people who don't set out to write a book, but know that as a coach, they need to have a book,
Wow.
that they can speak well, but when they sit down to type it out, it takes forever, right?
Great idea.
The AI will ask you the questions, you just answer it, and it types it all up for you.
Cool.
I mean, we used to get it done in 90 days doing it old school way, which was, with the outline and then you type out to fill in the blanks. That's pretty cool. But now we have AI that can actually type for you. So literally,
30
just
days
an
then?
hour a chapter.
So it's not 90 days anymore. It's what? Could we do it in a week?
It can be so much shorter. It really can.
Okay. Okay.
So
How
we still
about
give them 90 days. We still give them 90 days. That's how long we're together. But I've seen people get their book done in as little as 4 weeks.
wow,
Mm.
powerful. I think that could be because it's almost as though I've seen people that have got a 24-hour book method, like booking a weekend method. Like I've got
Mhm.
various sorts of things. So in terms of that methodology that you've got, I think you can lean into it. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely. I've had clients do their books in weekends, in
oh
a
wow,
single weekend. But when I say 90 days to get your book done, that
yeah,
also includes the
marketing,
edits because it has to go through a human set of eyes. It
yeah,
just has
yeah,
to.
yeah,
I mean, AI is great and everything, but it still has to go past a set of human eyes.
hundred
And
percent.
then ultimately, you're going to have it formatted. You need a cover. You're going to publish it, launch it, and I guarantee a bestseller. I have over 700 best-selling authors, and I have 100% statistics. Like every author I launch is a bestseller guaranteed.
Okay, what does for the audience? What does bestseller mean? Like, what would make someone a bestseller?
That is my favorite question. I'm so glad you asked. So it is ultimately just being on a bestsellers list.
Okay,
So in the States, a lot of people ultimately look at, oh, New York Times bestseller. I don't know if that holds any weight overseas, but in US, people hold it in high esteem. Now, the New York Times, the LA Times, the Chicago Tribune, big papers in the US, they get their information from a list of sales from the week. So they pay for statistics and then they choose what book they're going to list. So
hmm
it's, editorial. They can even choose a book that's had no sales yet because they project that it's going to be a bestseller. But
hmm
Amazon is where we go, and
wow,
Amazon is purely a numbers game.
mhm.
It's an even playing field. If you sell more books in a day than Simon and Schuster or one of the big 5, then you sell more books. That's it. That's end of story. Like doesn't matter what New York Times has an opinion of. So that bestsellers list on Amazon, it's updated hourly. It changes daily, and we have to like be strategic about it and get you on that bestsellers list. And my clients, they just go up and down the bestseller list. It's great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How are you getting visible? Like, what are you using to get visible?
So primarily I teach in Facebook and in TikTok, but I'll support my authors in whatever platform they use. Got to be social media.
Okay, but how are you getting visible in terms of like into are you you're
Mm,
using Facebook and TikTok? Yeah, yourself.
Yeah. So exactly. For me, it's primarily Facebook and TikTok. And I would say at least 70% is still Facebook these days.
Okay,
Mhm. But I
and
get people from TikTok who dial me up, wanna have a chat, and they already know this is the difference between Facebook and TikTok people. I get less from TikTok, but by the time they dial me up and wanna have a call, they already know because they've watched all my videos. They feel like they
okay,
know me. And then
yeah,
on Facebook, it's like, "Let's have a conversation. I wanna get to know you."
okay. No, no,
Yeah.
no, that's good. Selling is she leads, she sells.
Mm,
For me, selling is coaching. Like when we're able to share an insight, show what we can do, that's gonna convert better, stronger than giving promises and things like this.
I couldn't agree more.
What does selling mean to you?
Selling. So I look at when you ask me about selling, I'm thinking two things because I'm always thinking about my clients. I'm always thinking about my authors. For me, selling is it's about making their dream come true. It's
hmm
about getting them to a point where they're no longer hidden, where they're
hmm
visible, being authentic. I mean, putting a piece of yourself out in the world. And this is a tangible thing we're talking about. Like this is hold it in your hand tangible, right? So for me, those sales, it's my passion. It's an offer that I'm giving them to do something that's going to be that. It's going to land
hmm
in a tangible,
Yeah,
usable tool.
yeah.
And then when I think about my clients making sales, I'm focused on because I think of their book as a sales tool. Ultimately, like that's what it leads to is whatever you want to leverage your book to do. So I'm always looking at sales for my clients so that they can reach more people, have more impact on the world, do the thing that they're meant to do and have joy and have that energy exchange of money to better their lives and better the lives of others.
Well said. What book? I know you got some books behind you. Is there a book that you're very proud of that you've produced for your client? And tell us. the story behind that book?
Oh, you know what? I wish I had one of Chris's books on my shelf behind me.
Oh, no
That's one of
worries.
my
Yeah.
favorites. Chris Holder, if you look him up, um, his book, like nobody gets to have a conversation with him without reading his book or without getting a copy of his book. He is one of the people, he has leveraged his book to turn around and make multiple millions of dollars and helps others do the same. And his book is a story of basically rags to riches. He was homeless, living out of his car in New York City, wrote a book, sold his book out of the trunk of his car, and went on to make millions and help people in business. So
Wow.
that's one of my favorites. But also this one behind me, Kevin Lee.
Hmm.
I'll share this one. Um, Your Divine Purpose.
Hmm.
So Kevin Lee was a reverend of a metaphysical church in Florida, very successful, had built up a large congregation, and he was doing like speaking tours and other things outside of the church. And then the pandemic hit. Now, just
Okay.
before the pandemic hit, in the end of 2019, he came to me and started writing his book. And then, of course, the pandemic hit, his church shut down, and he said, Kathy, I need to pivot. He
Wow.
changed midstream, he changed the content of his book just slightly and really targeted speaking opportunities, things that were online or in the media, things like that on stages. And there was one stage in particular. He really wanted to get on this one stage, a big event that happened every year. And he had applied for it many times. They wouldn't even give him the time of day. But when he published his book and it became an instant bestseller, they contacted him and they said, Hey, we saw that you have a brand new book out. We'd love to have you come speak for us. And he said, I've been trying to get on your stage for years. I don't know anything today that I didn't know before the book. Why the difference? And they said, because we only have speakers who are best-selling authors, because then we can charge premium seats and our people know that they're getting premium speakers. I was like, dang. And so now he actually is on a television show. He's a co-host in Florida. So he has expanded his speaking and now is actually a co-host on a television show. So
Amazing.
yeah.
That is, and it's something along the lines of um 78% of event organizers, they rank a book as the top signal for selection of their people. 24% increase in fees if you've got a book. And so it really does matter. As you said, the first five letters of authority is author. So,
Thank you for those statistics. I didn't know the statistics. I appreciate because I love statistics, but I know it from seeing it because I see it all the time with my authors. I've had other authors that were trying to get on big podcasts and they wouldn't give them the time of day. And the minute that they send out a proposal that says, I just launched my best-selling book, it's like, hey, we'd love to have you come speak on our podcast.
yeah,
And that's it just makes all the difference in the world because it signals to everyone your authority. It signals that you're the expert, like this is what they're an expert in. And I tell my authors this all the time, even when they're just starting out and just writing their book, that the credibility of being an author sets you aside as an expert. So talk about your book while you're writing it. Even just that alone is like the author shortcut. You get to, hey, I'm writing a book about such and such. People all of a sudden are like, wow, she's really serious about that, or he's really serious about that, or oh, that's what they're about. Just talking about writing your book.
amazing. So if
Mm,
someone's a new coach, they don't have the testimonials. Do you still say write the book anyway if
darn
they're new?
right. Yeah. I mean, how else are we going to know you're good at it? Like, how do we know? Like, you could be coaching your friends and family for free for decades. You could be helping out all your colleagues at work for free. You've got the expertise. You know you're helping people. You know you can do it. You're just not business yet, right? But you want to establish yourself as an expert. The fastest way to do that is to write a best-selling book. Like,
Perfect. Yeah.
so that works for people who have been in business for a long time too. Some of my clients, I've had some unusual clients over the years. Like I think of, I have 3 silver medal Olympians who wrote books because they're known for their Olympic sport, but in the speaking circuit, what are you speaking on? What are you known for? What do you want to do as a coach? So they have to then talk about that.
Yes, that makes sense. Do you do sales calls or do you do workshops? What's your conversion mechanism?
Most of the time it's sales calls. Sometimes I'll do like a group kind of call depending on what kind of promotion we're doing. Because sales calls can take a lot of time and energy. But
Mhm.
what seems to work the best right now is 15-minute phone calls with lots of reminders because people are so exhausted of Zoom. They don't want to have to be in front of their computer. They can do it while they're driving or whatever. And it's easier to get people on the phone, and you can also text them.
Okay.
So just 15 minutes of your time to talk about your book and what you have planned.
No, that is fantastic.
Mm.
Thanks for hopping on today. Let them know who specifically you're looking for and how you can serve them and how they can get in touch.
People who want to stand out in the crowd, who feel they're the best kept secret, somebody who has a story to share, a solution to share, wants to reach more people, do good in the world, write a nonfiction self help book, and be the expert that they are. That's what I'm looking for.
Listen, Kathy, you are a breath of fresh air. You know, I like the work you're doing, sister.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
She leads, she sells. Kathy Kaye in the building. If you need to get your book done, she is the gal. She will help you. Remember what the first 5 letters of authority is. AUTHOR, author. And that's us. She leads, she sells. Kathy Kaye.